John Gates, man. So like if he doesn't finish, is that like an unpopped kernel? All right. Give it up for your next comic, Chris Stroud. Woo!
So anybody else think about it's corn, it had the juice when he's hungry? How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you all for staying. I know it's getting late, so I'm gonna try to keep this quick. Earlier tonight, if you were here, Matt mentioned something that kind of jogged my memory. He mentioned, of all things, the Charlotte Bobcats. Anybody actually know that team or remember them?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised you do.
Why?
Because they're over 20 plus years old.
Thank you. Only one.
Yeah. I actually met Rufus when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and to describe him, he looks like what you get if you take 4 Locos and hit cocaine, and that's his face. It's nightmare fuel. And Google it, I'm not lying. And here's where I met Rufus at. I'm originally from Charlotte, if the draw was not a hint. And one time, and about this time of year, Halloween time, they have an event in Charlotte, or used to now, because they canceled it, because people can't use their common sense, called Gravediggers Ball. What this was a concert series they do. And this was one of the worst concerts I've ever been to in my life. The bands didn't even want to be there. They actually called out sick. Now, how messed up is that when your band's like, no, I'm not doing it? And only half of them shows up. That's what the crazy thing about this is. I get there, and there's Rufus next to a monkey from a strip club who has his tail between his legs, doing a certain phallic motion while Rufus is grinding on him. Now, if you don't know your history, part of the reason why Rufus was doing this is because he was out of job at this point here because of a thing called the NBA strike. Now, fun fact, Rufus also died of an overdose about 2005. Well, going back to this, the bands didn't show up. No one was there, besides Rufus and the monkey getting on home. But my girlfriend and I were there, and I was there for one reason only. Because I was getting paid. Because my girlfriend's, at times, the grandparents were paying the rent. And I was gonna make sure I had a roof over my head, even though I had no desire to be there. About halfway through this event, a young, attractive woman comes by, starts laying her hands on me and caressing me. I watch as my girlfriend slugs her. And I'm seeing a fight, and I'm just watching this all in amazement. So we're leaving at this point here because security's chasing us out the door. And that's the perfect nightcap there. But our story is not end here. I'm leaving downtown Charlotte. All of a sudden, I see this flash of color. A freaking rainbow thing hits the side of my car. I'm like, what the hell is this? Fucking bozo jumps out, drunk as shit, and does a barrel roll over the damn car. I'm just like, what the fuck? I stop. He gets up and starts running still. You can hear his shoes squeaking as he runs. I didn't think much of it. We just drove on because bozo was gone. Can't really call the cops. There's no evidence. I get home and go to sleep. Next morning, my dad and I leave in separate cars to go have dinner. He calls me, pull over. We get home, or we pull over to the church. He goes under the car, and bozo's wig is still under there. The rainbow rig. Sometimes a bad night can turn into a funny story. Thank you. Good night.
Give it up one more time for Chris Stroud. All right. He wasn't bullshitting. There's a picture of Rufus. Look at that fucking thing. Look at that. Look at that face, dude. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to interrupt your text message for the show. All right, check it out. I have 2 more comics left for you guys, but we kind of reached the point in the show where we're going to do a lightning round. So we're going to give them 3 minutes instead of 5 minutes.